Right, morning, Yorkshire Classic Cars Limited fans, and welcome to my garage, where it is a sunny day in Retford. You just can't see it because it's dark in here, and I ain't opening the door. I'm too embarrassed for my neighbours seeing what I'm doing. You can see the Capri. The video is about the dynamometer session. It was a hub dyno, not a rolling road. I just want to make a caveat at the beginning. I want you to watch the video before I tell you what happened. However, I'll tell you at the end, but what I want to make a caveat at the beginning about is, and I have sought the dyno operator's approval, because I said people do tend to like failure and they tend to blame people without any knowledge. None of what happened and went wrong was his fault. I certainly wouldn't say it wasn't his fault. He didn't ask me to say it wasn't his fault, but I did ask him if it was okay to share it because I know what people can be like. Something went wrong. It went majorly wrong, and I'll tell you that at the end. But up until that point, everything was going great. The guy's done nothing but help me all the way through this process without me paying him. I did pay him for the rolling road session, obviously. Yeah, I'm employing him to tune my car. And he's a great guy, and he has helped me no end just by offering to help. He really does know his stuff, and he's brilliant. I mean, he got, well, I'm not going into too much detail, but he really is brilliant. So I don't want anybody hating on him because it wasn't his fault at all. You'll see stories plus and minus about everybody who does every job on the internet. From rolling roads right through to plasterers and plumbers, and there's always more than one side to every story, is all I'll say. But none of it was his fault. I wouldn't use him again, I wouldn't buy from him again, I wouldn't have anything to do with him again if I thought any of it was his fault. So watch the video, enjoy, and I'll sum it up at the end. Good morning, Yorkshire Classic Cars Limited fans, and welcome to a bloody sunny day in wherever we are. I've got my car on the dyno. It's not going to be one of them impressive, long and drawn-out videos showing you every little bit of it going on. But I'm here at RDT's dyno, and it's all set up behind me there. I'll show you that in a sec. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to show you it on the dyno. Will's going to tune it, and then I'll show you what it makes. So if we're assuming it survives it all, but you never really do know, do you? I haven't brought my microphone, I haven't brought my gimbly doodah, so I don't know. I set off early this morning to get here, so sorry about that. But yeah, it's made it here, so let's see what happens, I guess. So I will say, before I start, he's in a bit of a moving his workshop around. He's not moving workshops, but he's been moving stuff around. So he says, please explain that it's a bit of a mess in here, and it's not usually like that. And I can assure you, last time I come down here, it wasn't like that. Everything was neat and tidy. To be honest, you've seen my videos, if you've seen this, and you've seen what my workshop looks like, so I don't think it's a mess, but either way. We have had to take the covers off the dynaflometer because the wheel arches on my car don't allow it to fit, and they don't allow the extenders to fit without getting wheel spacers, which I don't have. The car is plugged in. He has actually got it running and idling smoothly already, which he did outside, which is a great step forward. I'm not going to start it up because I don't want to affect what he's doing. And you'll notice in there the ends off the exhaust pipes, because we had to saw them off so the extractors would work, which is a bit upsetting, but it's one of them things you kind of got to do it. We're dynoing it on pump gas, so it's on normal unleaded fuel. It's nothing special. It's not ethanol, it's not methanol, it's not high octane, nothing like that. It's not even V-power. It's just on regular E10, because that's what I'm going to run it on. So we've checked it for leaks, we've checked it for oil leaks, we've checked it for oil pressure, we've checked it for temperature, and he's set the idle and everything, so the cold start's all there. It starts, it runs, it idles at 800 RPM. As I say, I'm not going to video it's all, but when he does get it up to speed, we'll do a dyno. When he does the power pulls and stuff, I'll video those, and we'll see what she makes. He's asked me how much power I want to make, and then bearing in mind this is just a standard engine, straight out of a scrapyard, apart from the bottom end shells, which obviously don't affect much really, apart from good oil pressure. I don't know what the engine's like, and I just want it to be safe. So I said I'd like around 400 if we could. If it will make that, I'd be very, very happy. If it makes more, I'd be happy as long as it's safe. If it makes less, I'll still be happy. Anything over 200 would make me proud as punch. So, I just want to be able to use it at this point. I'm not really bothered about being a horsepower hero. So, yeah, there we go. Really knowledgeable guy, really knows his stuff. Just dynamite, really. I had to just nip away and get my wastegate springs because I forgot them. And yeah, so we're all ready to rock and roll. Obviously there's a power curve up there that you won't be able to see, but that's 500 and something horsepower, but that's not for my car, which we're probably struggling to make 50 at this stage. But anyway, here we go. Right, so welcome back. This is the part where I tell you what happened after the Rover and Road dyno session. Basically, we went through a part. I said to the operator, "Are you alright if I film this? Are you happy with all that?" And we started filming it. I took the car to him. He tuned it on the trailer. He said, what we'll do is we'll get it up and running and idling, because if you saw my previous video, it wouldn't run at the start, but it wouldn't keep running. He said, we'll do all that, we'll go through the checks, we'll check for fluid leaks, mechanical issues, anything like that. And then if there is any of those, rather than unload it off the trailer, you may as well just take it away and fix it, which is perfect, really. So he sat in the car, climbed in and out of the car, which was hysterically funny. He doesn't like Kirky seats for obvious reasons. And he got it running and idling, and it was lovely. It clicked on the key, perfect. Previous to this, I'd had some issues with the ECU, the Mega Squirt. It wouldn't connect to my laptop, it kept going offline. And I put it down to the connection cable, I did mention in the previous video. And when Will connected to it all seemed to work, and I kind of assumed it was my wire, but it turns out it wasn't. After the end of that clip where you see it, he just did a test run. He fiddled with the throttle settings a little bit to get it snappy on the throttle, which was fab because it was bum, bum, you know. And then he started to do a rolling road run just to check, you know, fuel ratios, boost levels, what boost things. But basically just to check that the dyno was okay. You'll notice we had to take the covers off the dyno purely because of my wheel arches, they're too big. And the axle is underset, hence the D-dish wheels. Anyway, from that point forward, it went offline, it logged us out, it reinstalled the firmware 4 times. We spent 5 hours, basically. I got there at 8:30 in the morning, I left there at 8:30 at night. The run there that you saw was about 2 PM in the afternoon. We spent all the rest of the time trying to get the ECU to work again. It locked us out, it wouldn't let us back in. It kept coming up offline, it kept coming up with CAN bus faults, nothing CAN bus was switched on. I googled it and somebody said reinstall the firmware, reinstalled the firmware. Basically, it just melted down and it wouldn't work. We did finally get the ECU to talk back to the laptop. and all it would do was crank over it with no sink, so it had died. I emailed the chap who bought it off, and in his defence, he has said he will fix it for me, so that will happen, and I'll probably sell it. I have bought a link in the meantime, but as I said at the beginning of the video, just to reiterate that Will did nothing wrong. If I had any suspicion he'd done anything wrong, I wouldn't be sharing what he'd done. I certainly wouldn't be using him again, but I trust him. He really knows his stuff. He's a fantastic rolling road operator. He has a very, very good reputation, and better than anything, he's only 2 miles from my house. So, so yeah, that's where we ended up. The car is now stranded on the trailer. We had to load it back up on the trailer, and yeah, I'm a little bit gutted. But the fact is, it is what it is. It's one of those things. It's going to cost me a shed load of money because unfortunately I had to pay for a rolling road session where we didn't get any rolling roading done. But it is what it is. That's life, unfortunately. It's probably just a bad ECU with a bad joint or something. It could happen, you know, things happen. But I've just lost my trust in it, because if I go driving out in this to Santa Pod, you know, 3 hours away, whatever, 2 hours away, and I twist that key and it's lost its mapping, then, you know, I've only got myself to blame. Hence I've gone to a link. So that's the end of the video. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully the next video I shoot of this will have the link wired in, the launch control, all the two-step and all that done, and it'll be back on the rolling road for a better rolling road session. I'm also testing my new action cam that my girlfriend bought for my birthday. Thank you, darling, love you. I don't know if the microphone's any good. I don't know how you do the microphones. If all this is mumbled and quiet, I'm really sorry. But there she stands, stinking of petrol, with her exhaust cut off, and yeah, just feeling a little bit sorry for herself. It won't start anymore, and that's that. But hopefully, once we've got the link in, if anything turns up as wrong, I'll fix that as well, but I don't think there is. So, draw it to a close. Please like and subscribe. See you later.